Hey guys. I don't. Oh, okay. I talked earlier about pandemic scenarios and how I'd read stories back in the day about different things, and I guess I always just thought like that was like movie shit and it's not possible, and how with coronavirus, this is a multi-layered pandemic. Like this could go down and come back up. Like the lady, the nurse I listened to earlier, talking about how this comes in waves. So it was my intention to have some sort of a journal or a diary to recount my experiences as well as what I could have done better. I'm still waiting for my 503 adapter for my 3M knockoff respirator. I'm still waiting on that. I ordered that back in March, and now it's the middle of May. So I'm still using my P100, which is okay, but I'm a little concerned about shortages. I was a little bit concerned about, the supply chain shortages. A little bit concerned about the mail service breaking down, possibly. I'm sorry. And I was a little concerned about making money, but thankfully, money is kind of getting more work as of this week. Last week was kind of like okay. I think I made like 30 hours. Okay, I'm hitting the overtime. I'm heading to a switcher job right now with DHL, and I have not worked. That's one of those jobs I have not worked since before the pandemic. Like, all I've been doing since I got back from California has been flatbed and Houston, which I had never worked before, and that was kind of hit and miss. Houston's been picking up. It almost makes me think like that guy knows that, hey, I like you, but because he was like, I got more Atlanta runs for you. I don't like going to Atlanta. I don't like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and driving across. I don't like doing that. I don't. Okay. And if it's up to me, I'm gonna stop doing that. But it's it's good money. Can't complain. It's not a bad gig. Trucks aren't bad. I wonder, how long this will last, and I wonder, will there be like initial shutdowns? I made the statement, I think early last month, I said that, when this thing dies down, and I was talking about, like this wave or whatever, when it dies down, I can still see myself spending a half of my paycheck on supplies. I'd say a fourth, because I think we got some time. I don't think it's gonna be like dichotomy, like it's a lot of kids, then it's down. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it's gonna be like wavy, and it's going to be, we have to be flexible in the face of this epidemic. It's just gonna be a flexible, rapidly changing disaster. And I got all my fucking N95 filters sitting back at home in that bag by the door. It's just, I can't use them because I'm I've even got a bag. I even got one of my old tactical bags to put it in there. And I've got my mask hanging on a clothes hanger. I'm waiting for my adapter to get here, man. It's one of those things, because I know you need face protection. This nurse was talking about how this stuff can stay on the bottom of your shoe. I was spraying with bleach. I kind of slowed down on it because but I know that because if it's in the air, it falls, you're gonna walk on it. But from what I heard, like, they find it, but it's not, like, just because I find evidence of it doesn't mean it's nothing to see. Like what I heard, it was a very small amount. Like, the police find weed in your car, a roach in your car that already burned. That's not necessarily enough to get high on. All this rain and shit, still driving stupid out there. It's because they find a burned up roach in your car, or something like that. You can't. No, man, that shit ain't paraphernalia. Man, that shit. That's what I'm talking about. I need to start spraying my shoes again. She's talking about a hospital where it's bona fide, and I'm talking about everyday use. There's a meme guy in Charlotte put up there about somebody wearing face shield and mask and all this kind of stuff, and he was like, fuck you should save those for the nurses and the doctors. First of all, when you start paying my rent or my car note, you can start telling me how I can protect myself, okay? Until you start paying some bills in my house, you keep your opinions to yourself. Sam Cedar has put the point through many times, but I've said the same thing. Even if this isn't a mass killer that kills a lot of people, and I'm hitting traffic. Damn. It's the first time I've been on 77 and hit heavy traffic since before the pandemic, I think, since the shutdowns. Yep, so things are back to normal. Things are back to normal. I'm in heavy traffic here. I should have took 70. I should have took another road, man. This is a crisis of long-term duration. A part of me feels like I'm getting to see how sheeple respond. Like, I've met people who don't care about what's in their food. They don't care about what's in their water. They don't care about any of that stuff. They don't care about surviving, preparing for anything. And they don't care about it. And now I'm watching how those people react to an emergency, which is buying a bunch of toilet paper and engaging in just sheer stupidity, spending their stimulus money on Jordans. I'm watching how sheeple respond, and it's kind of it's interesting. I could write a little case study on it. It's really interesting to see this. I never thought people would wake up. I never thought that people would come to my side. I was never a thought of mine that, people just don't know. No, that's not it. People don't care, man. In the South, they don't value science. They never did. I see no reason why they would care now. It's just real talk. They don't care. I'm just going to always. I don't want to get into that again. I'm getting that. You know what I am. I don't get into that again. I think it's interesting how when you're prepared, you're able to look a little bit further out. I'm looking at possibly a second and third wave that is a real killer, and I'm looking at what the mayor of New York City is saying, that this could be. We could be looking at the mutation of it happening right now. I haven't looked into that. I need to look further into that, but I'm a little concerned about that myself. No one's taking this seriously. No one's taking protections. Nobody. And when you get into South Carolina and Georgia, I don't see anyone wear masks unless they, I was on the road and I would go to places and they make rules and stuff. I used to wonder why. I used to think they're just stupid. And now I realize they have to make rules because people don't care. I look at OSHA, I look at Eugene Debs, I look at the work of, the unions and stuff like that back in the 40s and 50s and what they did to secure for us the groundwork for safe occupational safety, occupational health. And I applaud that, and I realize in the South, these guys don't care about that, crackers. They don't care, they want to go work in 100-degree weather. Sam Cedar said something today that really had me thinking, and he said that, the thing about Republicans is they're willing to kill the Republicans, Democrats. Republicans will kill the hostage, and they kind of. It's kind of like a crazy person. A crazy person will be like, yeah, he got the knife. He's like, yeah, I'll kill everybody. Because they have no humanity. Or at least they're playing with you with the idea that, hey, you got to kill me, nigga. Because I'm going to do what I want to do. You got to kill me. That's almost how Republicans are. And with rednecks, they're willing to die to protect capitalism. They don't understand that the reason why asbestos aren't here, the reasons why we're not exposed to stuff is that people went to court, people spent a lot of money. people fought and struggled to create safe environments for us. You had poor people back in the day. You had poor working people back in the 50s. Turn of the century, you had poor working people. And capitalists, they don't care about us. You know, like I told you, I've seen, one thing about trucking is I've seen both sides of it. I'm not a capitalist. I come down from the mountain with a grim countenance about myself. I know that these corporations, they don't care about us. They never did. There was a guy, I think he worked some kind of oil business or something in Texas, and he was talking about how they left a drill pipe. They left something open. He was exposed to gases, and he wound up like in the hospital for like a couple of months. He lost all his money. I think like $100,000 a year. He ran through all his money. See, this is what I'm talking about. You having money, that's not going to save you if something happens. And I understand. That's why I talk about these things. Republicans will sacrifice us. They're willing to. They're doing it now. I see no reason to believe that would change any. Why would it? And you have these conservatives who are like, yes, I want to be sacrificed. I want you to sacrifice my life, and I want to, I want to die in essence. That's kind of like what I see. Republicans willing to die, and I don't want to die. And so going into what I was talking about, I've been talking about with you guys for quite a while now. That the masks, all that stuff is a political thing. I mean, it's political, guys. I mean, I hate to say it. It's sad to say that, but it's really political. In that if you're not wearing a mask, you either don't follow what's going on, you're a Trump supporter, or you just don't care. You're like that guy I work with. You just want to go back to work, and you just see it like, shit, I want to go back to eating fried chicken and watching the game and drinking a beer. I don't care about if a bunch of people die. I don't think the CDC. One thing I do, to give you a little background. One thing I do, I look at a lot of scenarios from the big boys, from the royal societies in England. I look at things of that nature, how they see in situations as far as climate change. And I've talked about the Rockefellers. They had like a series of scenarios, what they saw the world is going to be. Germany put out something quite a while ago where they were talking about how they believe that they put out a scenario in 2040 where you're going to have a whole lot more countries leaving the European Union and joining some kind of Russian pact or something. I read that kind of stuff, and I just don't think I don't think you can find any of them where they talk about how you have churches and you have conservatives just saying, I don't believe in it, and I don't care, and if it ain't the Bible, I don't think you would have found that kind of just abject stupidity. Like, I've talked to you guys about Crimson Red that was exercised by DHS, Department of Health Human Services. I talked about exercise Cyprus. That was something they done in England. I talked about many times Operation Dark Winter that was conducted in June 2001, and it was the idea of a smallpox infection getting out, and it got out of control. Each one of them pretty much told them, we will run out of ventilators, we'll do this, we'll do that, and nobody sat back and said, well, let's invest in this. Nobody. So I know what conservatives are going to do, and I think about it all the time. They're going to say, well, nobody could have planned for this. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. You were warned. You chose to do nothing about it. That was your decision. But you guys put our lives in danger. And I also realized something else, and I keep talking about this. They say essential worker, it's like they say, soldiers, servicemen, because they know a bunch of us are going to die. They're willing to let us die to preserve capitalism and to keep their businesses going, to keep their corporations going. They're willing to sacrifice us and let us die. and the nurses. A lot of them are going to die. Let's just say it. If this thing mutates, and I don't see some kind of new outpouring of supplies, PAPR masks, whatever, a lot of them are going to die. That's just what's going to happen. I'm not going to even discuss this. It's just going to happen. And so they're going to say, like Trump, well, who could have planned for this? They don't care about working class. Working class people are going to vote Democrat most of the time. I think a lot of them will vote Democrat. I'm not talking about rednecks who have this ideology of this childlike idea of liberty, that my liberty matters. I don't care if me getting sick kills 100 people. If I don't die, I don't care about it. I'm not talking about that. It's just they have an ideology that they want to live in their society and they want to enjoy their society. And if that ideology winds up killing a lot of people, so what? It's almost like my brother Anthony was putting it, that for them, they know, he thinks, like white people are going to die and it's going to die off and there's no future for them. There's no heaven, there's no hell for them. It's almost like that with the Caucasian, with these rednecks, that they just don't care. They don't have any thought process about the future and effects. They don't care. They don't. It's not. Same thing with climate change. It's not a argument that climate change is not real because A, B, C, D. No, it's just that, listen, I want to keep the oil, fossil fuel industries going. I want to keep, coal mining. I don't care if this kills a lot of black and brown people. I think it's that same ideology that you see with conservatives, with these AstroTurf protests where billionaires are backing them up. It's the same thing. They don't care. It's not I don't care about the science. So what? So what if 20 years from now you have a lot of people's water you won't be able to drink? So what if we're going to have to go to war with China in 20 years? So what? We don't care. Like, they don't mind being an empire. They don't see that as, we've got to fix this. Like, they don't look at those things and say, like, yo, this is bad and like it's something. No, like, I realize now that this is just how the Caucasian is, and we've got to, not all of them, but we've got to accept that. That's where they're at. You dig? Like, that's just where they're at. And we're not going to change them. I mean, education, things like that, but we're not going to change them. So they don't care about climate change. They don't care about plastics in the oceans. They don't care about that, man. What do Republicans do about climate change? I'm going to tell you something I've been looking at. I look at a lot of, like, the future of Republicans. Like, recognizing that they're coming into a world where it's like, if I don't save money up for my rent, and I tell Denzel, I say, fuck it, I ain't saving up the money for my rent. I don't care about them people in that office. I don't care about the sheriff's department. Well, I mean, like, I'm still gonna have to deal with dumbass here. Dumbass behind me. I stop. I'm getting ready to turn right. This dumbass is Honda behind me gonna try to get around me so he can turn right inside. That's how cutthroat and nasty people are in Charlotte. Motherfuckers know you turning. The same light. You got the turn signal on, and they're gonna try to get on the inside of you and turn. That's why I'm trying to make the point. I said it before. If I was in I Am Legend, I wouldn't save nobody. I wouldn't save nobody. I look at, like, Pet Sematary, movies like that. I couldn't do that. Even if it wasn't a guarantee that they would come back fucking psychotic, I still wouldn't do that, because I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. Like, it's an interesting idea. I'm not gonna do that. Like, real talk. I'm not gonna save anybody. I'm not even interested in that. Not even after, like, I go and get all my preps and stores and provisions, and I'm settled in the environment. Like, even a year later, I'm not gonna be like, well, let me bring everybody back. No, fuck these people. No, I'm not trying to say I hate this. I hate the South. Fuck these crackers. Fuck these niggas. I said it before. And I'll say it again. I believe, and it's sad to say it, that the working class maybe doesn't want to be liberated. Maybe they just, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they just aren't ready. You know, maybe Bernie Sanders is another guy's ahead of his time. I'm not happy to say that. I'm actually saddened to say that. But maybe that's just, we have to recognize that they're just not ready. And maybe, you know, we have to shift to people who are middle class, who have seen industries collapse and things like that. And it's hurt them in different ways. I mean, I think these areas, Chicago is one of them, where you have these people who have really been hurt by industries leaving. They'll get it. But just, you have a lot of people who like Trump, who like his politics. Trump is a crook. Trump is a con man and a gangster. When he come out on stage and said, you know, all these people on stage, I put money into them. That's in essence what he's saying is, listen, man, I'm a crook. I'm a goon. I don't operate off of, like, I want libertarianism to succeed. I want, you know, democracy to succeed. No, he's like, dude, I'm a corporatist, man. And I'm just trying to make a fucking dollar. I don't care who it hurts. Going back to what I said earlier about Republicans will kill the hostage. There's a lot of people, when I heard that, I thought about John Q. movie with Denzel Washington. In that movie, he took a hostage. He took a hospital hostage, I'm sorry. And, you know, when he did that, it really got him, it got him what he wanted. He needed some kind of a transplant for his son. And he wasn't going to kill anybody. I think his gun didn't have no bullets in it. That's not Republicans. Republicans will shoot. They will kill the hostage. They will sacrifice people. And it bothers me. I told my friend Denzel, if you know the history of this region where I live at, like the textiles and stuff, and all the union activity back in the day, like Gastonia used to have a huge... Damn it, I'm sorry. I should have known I was going to be rough. I'm sorry. Gastonia used to have a real big textile mill. They used to have a lot of business. And they had like some serious union activity back in the day. Strike breakers and all that stuff. And they were abused. They were, you know, really harmed by the strike breakers, the police, all that. And it gets me that those, like Gastonia now, I think it's pretty conservative. I think some of those areas are very conservative. And it's like, dude, what are you being conservative about when you guys got fucking raped, in so many words? You know, you guys got hurt back in the day. Like, your families got hurt and, you know, violated. And you don't even, like, get that. You don't even understand, like, yo, what was done to you. I don't know. Peace.